What is a Gaussian splat? It's another way of describing a three-dimensional image generated from a sophisticated point cloud. Instead of using points, they're actually using these ellipsoid. And each one of them will have a color with some transparency to it. And by combining millions of them together, you can get a three-dimensional shape. This keeps the performance, but gives you a very solid shape, whereas a point cloud actually looks like a bunch of points in space. Let's open up an example of this and take a look. Here's a Gaussian splat example that we're going to be working on today. So you can see it looks like a solid three-dimensional object. If we look at just a point cloud, it doesn't look like a solid 3D object. Now if we look at just the Gaussian splat rings or circles, you can see there's thousands or even millions of them. And each one colors the three-dimensional, or I guess like shade the three-dimensional object. You can see that these circular objects are flat. They can be stretched. Some of them are not perfect circles. They're elliptical. And they have a color and transparency to them. In combination, when you combine it all together, you get this three-dimensional object. And if you zoom in close to the truck, you can see there's tons of circles overlapping each other to create the shape. Here's another image of the point cloud, but this time each point is colored. All right, so what do we need to do to generate a Gaussian splat? Well, the first thing you need to do is get a set of images of the object you're trying to scan in. So once you have those images, we're going to feed into a program called RealityScan, which is free from the Epic Game Store. And from there, it will generate a point cloud for us. Then we need a program like this, which is called Lichtfeld Studio. When we feed that point cloud into this program, it's going to use some kind of training from all the different images, and it's going to compile this three-dimensional object together using Gaussian splats. And from Lichtfeld Studio, you can actually edit the Gaussian splats. Anyway, we'll get more into that in a later video. So let's start with generating our point cloud with RealityScan.